with a condition called spina bifida, which is the worst kind of spina bifida you could have. Like a normal spine grows straight. Mine doesn't. It curves. It's not straight. And plus, it affects all different parts of the body. Like with me, it affects my feet, my bladder, definitely my back. And, I mean, I've been used to it for so long, since I was born with it. I've been through so many surgeries, like, it's so hard to count. I've been through so many. I've had, in all of surgeries, I've had about 30 to 40. That's a lot. 3 major spinal surgeries. I mean, that was really tough. And then 1 16-hour-long bladder augmentation. I was lucky they made anesthesia. So lucky.
I remember the first time I met Allie, Sabrina, and Danny. And you need to know that Allie deals on a day-to-day basis with more than most people can imagine. It's what she knows, it's what she's dealt with her whole life. And to me, that was so typified by one of our first interactions. We're sitting on the sofa together, and I said, "Do you want to go for a pedicure sometime this week?" And she said, "I don't do pedicures, I had some toes amputated." And I said, "Okay, you want to go for a manicure?" And it's just like that. It's okay, it's part of who I am. I've had a lot of medical stuff, and I'm an 11-year-old little girl, and I like a manicure. And that's one of the reasons we love Host for Hospitals.
We learned through the social worker at CHOP, through the Spina Bifida Clinic, about Host for Hospitals, which at that time was a lifesaver for us because we were told that we had to stay in Philadelphia for 2 to 6 months.
I work for the local government in St. Lucie County. It comes into terms where I try to take off as much as I can to come up here with them. Now, naturally, there was no way that I could take off for that period of time. It was pretty amazing to realize that they had this kind of organization set up to help families in the situation, and people would actually, I was more or less mind-boggled that people opened up their homes.
We have had dozens of guests with Host for Hospitals over the years. Some have stayed for a few days, some have stayed for several months. One of the people who sticks out in my mind is a man whose child, a college student, she needed a heart-lung transplant, and she was on the transplant list at CHOP. She was with us for several weekends, and each weekend she moved from the top of the list to a few spaces lower. And we just thought how lucky we were that our children are healthy, how easy it was to provide a home and a place for him to be that wasn't a hotel during this unthinkable time in his life.
When he would arrive back here at night, he would stay with his daughter until she fell asleep. I was usually up Margit, and he would come pretty late. But we'd sit and talk for 15, 20 minutes or watch TV or whatever was on and not talk about his daughter. It's what he had done all day long. Just hold her hand. And it just gave him a break. His option was to go to a hotel, and your mind doesn't shut down. You keep thinking about the day, the situation. And if we can provide a brief part of respite for that, it's very cool.
Host for Hospitals has been a godsend for us with not having to stay in a hotel, and it's a family feel. You know, Margit and Bill are like Allie's 3rd set of grandparents at this point. It's just a beautiful thing for the families that have to deal with the children that are sick. It takes a wonderful load off of us.
The things I like to do in my free time are listen to music, dance, ballet, tap, jazz. I did tumbling, and it was like gymnastics, flips, cartwheels, handstands, backflips, all sorts of things. And another thing I do is Girl Scouts. I bet you've heard of the new Crunch Bars. Girl Scout Crunch Bars. Try them, they are delicious.
We have a pretty structured routine with Allie since the surgeries. She has a nighttime routine that we get to keep because we're in a home setting versus being in a hotel or a hospital setting.
When I was coming from the airport, when we got off the plane, I was like so happy to come stay here because we watch Criminal Minds and all the good shows and just have a good old time. It's like family.
Bill and Margit in particular have been just an amazing journey we've traveled, and it's just been wonderful to have this friendship now, but also the security to know when we come here where we're staying and the familiarity of it as well.
Thank you for everything you've done. I mean, I don't like staying in a hospital, I don't like the procedures, but I have a hospital to go to get them done. And thank you, Coast Hospital. Ta-da!
There's no place like home. There's no place like a Host for Hospitals home.